welcome back to the DRS Podcast. We have...
That's not how we start.
I know, but I was going to, for the new viewers, the new subscribers, I thought we'd introduce ourselves, and then I'll say it.
Okay.
We have, on the left, Tom.
They're right, isn't it?
You're right.
Tom.
My name's Tom.
My name's Tom.
My name's Ollie. Welcome back. Just watched we haven't just watched it, it's a Monday after, but we've watched the US Grand Prix.
Yes.
So the boys.
Ah, there we go.
What do we think?
Would you like to kickstart?
Out of 5.
Yeah, I just want to start by shouting out to Jimmy the Skipper. Thanks, Jimmy the Skipper.
Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy.
Get on
Thank
to
you,
predictions
Jimmy,
in a bit.
for your comments again.
But yeah, back onto the US Grand Prix.
Out of 5, what do we think?
Tough one. The sprint was terrible. The sprint was like a 0.
Yeah.
The race, it was potential to be good, but...
The race was more on the strategy than the on-track fighting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Obviously Mercedes did the offset and Hamilton was catching Verstappen towards the end. And
Mate, another lap, I think.
could have been, another lap.
Could have been,
but he'd
mate,
have been disqualified anyway.
Can you imagine the scenes though? He got P1 and then disqualified. Mate, Team LH would have been in uproar.
Absolute, atomic explosion on Twitter.
I've come prepared with notes, like I
Okay.
always do, but they're in order.
Okay.
So, the results after the DQs were Max, Norris, Sainz, then Checo, then Russell, Gasly, Stroll, Tsunoda, Albon, Sargent.
Sargent getting his
in the
first
points.
Wow.
But yeah, with the Hamilton DQ, obviously Checo's now moved up a bit further. I think there's something like 37 points in now, something like that.
Is it?
Well, it's two no points in a row for Hamilton now, isn't it?
Stinker, isn't it?
Proper stinker.
It's a shame because it looks like the Merc has been coming on really well.
Yeah.
Well, this is a topic I want to discuss. Is it actually coming on? Because they brought this new floor to this weekend. Is it actually coming on? Or have they just... Is the only reason they looked so quick this weekend was because... Obviously, they were running it too low, they breached regulation, and Max was having his problems. He started in 6th, he started behind, and he was having his brake pedal problems, brake feel. So, did it flatter the Merc?
I think when you compare it to someone like McLaren, going back to McLaren,
Oh, God.
because I think that's their closest battle at the minute. The fact that Hamilton started behind Norris and finished ahead of him probably shows that it has worked, and it is an upgrade that is, fundamentally better than the previous. But yeah, like you say, they were obviously running it very close to the ground, and that was
questionably close. But
questionably close.
a big topic at the moment is because the cars that got pulled by the FIA towards the end of the race, they were Max, Lando, and then obviously Lewis and Leclerc. But people were saying if 50% of the cars that were checked got caught for low floors, with Kota being notoriously a bumpy track anyway, and with the tyre deck that was going on throughout the weekend, should they have just gone and checked all the cars? Like, with the 50% that they checked, is that just enough to warrant just go check the whole?
I mean, you'd think so.
In my opinion, definitely.
Yeah. It shows the FIA again being like a bit incompetent.
Yeah, it does.
I just continuously this year they've just shown varying levels of competency.
Could you imagine if Max got disqualified and just Lando just inherited his first win? It just wouldn't, but it wouldn't have been good.
No, it wouldn't have felt the same.
Like,
I think Lando would have said, it's good, but it's not quite.
It's like a sprint win being your first win. It's like, it's good, but it's not a win. Sorry, Piastri.
I was good for Piastri. Bloody Ocon, eh?
Yeah.
So Alpine.
What happened there? So there was a...
Was it turn 1? I think turn 1 on
turn
the
one collision.
Oh no, was it? I think it was turn 2 actually. They just collided.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if someone cut someone off at someone's wheel. But it looked like Piastri was going to sort of see it through because Ocon's had quite bad side pod damage. Like there was an actual cavity in his side pod.
Right.
So he said retire, but then Piastri looked like he was carrying on. Then he started dropping back.
He was falling back though, wasn't he? Yeah.
So what I heard from the commentary was Piastri had damage to his radiator. So it was internal damage, and then they couldn't cool the car. So obviously he's driving around as quick as he can. Everything inside's just overheating. Then they're saying like, back off. He's starting to lose places, and then he couldn't even get past second lap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when they retired Piastri, I'm like, is there a fundamental issue with the McLarens? But
thankfully not. No.
That got ironed out.
Yet another podium.
Quite quickly.
Well, another one man with damage was unfortunately Fernando Alonso. He retired quite late into the race. Rear suspension, wasn't it?
Yeah, with something like 7 laps to go.
Yeah.
Rear suspension damage. And
but they had a terrible weekend.
Yeah.
And as Matt and Tommy said on their podcast the other day, what's going on with Aston Martin?
Who asked that question, by the way?
Some dodgy Twitter account.
Great question, though. Great question.
Great question.
So thanks, Matt and Tommy, for the shout out.
Yeah, check it out if you haven't already.
Well, because of obviously we'll talk about the sprint format in a sec, but because the Astons didn't really have enough time to sort of figure it out just in FP1. I mean, in fairness, everyone didn't, but they brought a massive upgrade package. So they didn't really. I think they put Alonso on they didn't give Alonso any upgrades, and they gave Stroll the upgrades, which worked out quite well in his favour by the looks of it. But it was just figuring it out in FP1.
And I think they got their setup wrong as well, because obviously they were nowhere in the sprint and in quali. And obviously they started the Grand Prix from both the cars from the pit lane. So my guess is that they broke parc fermé conditions to work on the car, because they were like, we'd rather actually change the setup and have a half decent car.
Actually, Stroll didn't actually start in the pit lanes.
Oh, did he not?
No, I thought that, but in his post-race thing, one of the questions, like, there was a lot of confusion about why he was starting in on the grid. They just said, it was just a miscommunication with the FIA, but
really?
He actually started in the grid.
Oh,
I was surprised at that, but
so he was slap bang at the back then, was he?
Well, and he went up to he drove. He was 8th. Wait, was he 8th or 9th?
Well,
before the DQ.
Wait, DQ?
Disqualification.
Yeah, no, I know, but but he didn't get a disqualification.
No.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I think he inherited 8th.
8th, yeah, I would say so.
So I think he was 10th, getting at points.
Because I think Yuki got 9th, inherited 9th.
Mate, Yuki got big points this weekend.
He got 5, didn't he?
4 points from the race and fastest lap as well.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Which I think none of us predicted.
And
that's definitely not on there.
How many did Danny Rick get?
He's finished stone cold last.
Bastard.
Yeah,
I think I might have been for a point in the predictions there then.
Get Liam Lawson in that seat.
Yeah, get him in that seat.
Mate, I'm just trying to bloody find. I had this all set up. I had everything planned. I had all these bloody things sorted.
It was going a bit too well for you.
I
was thinking like, bring some good points to the conversation.
I'd taken all these screenshots before the race. There's not in any order at all. It was a list of everyone's upgrades. I don't know where it is. Here it is. So AlphaTauri, the upgrade list. AlphaTauri floor body, floor fences, floor edge, engine cover, rear corner and chassis.
Yeah.
Aston Martin floor edge diffuser, engine cover and beam wing. Mercedes floor body, floor edge. And Haas had a load, but they obviously didn't work either.
What happened with Haas? Yeah, they just didn't hear a lot from them all weekend.
Well, there was one point in the quali, I think Hulkenberg just put it P2 or P3. And
it was like he was fastest at
was
one
it?
point.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
But track evolution was so much that it was never
he had no chance.
Yeah. But they were bigging up these upgrades so much, weren't they? And they were just nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, and they're in trouble now because AlphaTauri are only 2 points behind them in the constructors.
Really?
So one more weekend like that, you love AlphaTauri, don't you?
No, I was just going to say, guess who else moved in the constructors?
Oh,
McLaren.
Damn right they did.
Actually,
that's bad for my shares, isn't it? Oh God! Come on, Aston.
They're up to P4 now, though, aren't they? I mean, it's just a phenomenal turnaround. I know we say it pretty much every week now, but
I text you boys. It was like if they started the season like they're going now, it's like
they could have really taken it to
with Perez's current form and like with Piastri's I don't know,
recent form.
Yeah, wouldn't necessarily be top, but I think they'd be close. Within like 100,
it would
maybe
certainly
75
make
points.
This season more exciting than it has been. I don't think that's very difficult to have made this season more, because it is probably one of the most stale competitions for the top ever
in any sport.
It's even more than when Hamilton was dominating.
15 wins for Max now, isn't it?
Is it 15?
Yeah, if it weren't for signs, it would be 15 in a row now.
Yeah.
16 in a row.
It would be 16.
Honestly,
because Checo got one in between.
No, Checo 2.
Yeah.
Azerbaijan and... Was it Saudi?
Back in the day when Checo was winning races,
Oh,
will he win the
no.
Mexican Grand Prix?
No, because if he'd won the Singapore Grand Prix, that would be another win to his tally.
Oh, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
No, because there was
basic math.
No, because I'm saying in a row. Because there was a gap between the first bit. It was
right.
It was Perez between two of Max's wins. Perez won one.
Right. So I'm pretty sure it went Max Perez.
Yeah.
Right. And then for the next 10,
Yeah.
it was Max.
Yeah.
Then it was Carlos.
Yeah.
Then it's been Max.
Yeah.
So if you put Max where Sainz was,
Yeah.
then the tally goes up.
You're not 16 though.
No, 15.
If he's had 15 wins this year,
Oh yeah, no, it would have been. Yeah.
But Checo broke one of those up, so it's not in a row. That's what I'm saying.
so the last time Checo won was Azerbaijan, wasn't it?
No, you're right. It would be 16.
It's
It would be.
Idiot.
16 in a row?
Yeah.
Yes.
How many has he won this year?
15.
15.
So if you won Singapore, you would have.
You'd have won another.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? Are you actually getting it?
I don't know.
Right, moving swiftly on. So we've got here Leclerc struggles brackets Ferrari strategy.
Oh God.
It was poor. At one point, I
Yeah.
think the Ferrari strategy just said, "Let Sainz go past," and Leclerc said, "Well, let's discuss it in the post race."
Yeah.
Because they didn't really see. They just sort of like they were throwing him to the wolves a little bit.
Yeah, well, they went for the one stop, so
Which was brave with the tyre deg.
Very brave, yeah. And surely they would have had all the data to know that there was a lot of tyre degradation.
Yeah.
Like it was just pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And then he just slowly started slipping back, and I think he wanted to stay ahead of Carlos because Carlos could have offered him a buffer to Sergio.
Yeah.
But Ferrari's opinion was that let Carlos go ahead, he's quicker, there's a chance he might chase down Lando, but obviously that didn't happen. There's still 4 seconds
Ferrari
between them.
The sprint was. Well, they put Sainz. He was the only person on softs, and I didn't really understand that in the sprint.
Yeah, I think it worked out for him though, didn't it? Because he made up places at the start, and then he just about managed to hold on, didn't he?
I didn't watch it, but I don't know where he finished.
So he finished in the same position he started.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't gain anything. But I guess you could say they didn't lose anything.
But they also had an extra set of fresh mediums. I think that's
For
what
the
they were going
race.
for, yeah. So it did pay off, I think.
Right.
If that's what they were going for, but with Ferrari strategists, you never know.
You never know, do you?
Yeah.
But I think the Ferraris didn't look especially quick this weekend. Other than, obviously, Leclerc got pole, so that contradicts what I've just said.
Yeah.
But he is good over one lap, isn't he? Like,
Yeah.
it just hit himself.
Oh, that.
You could put that down a lot to driver skill.
I've got another one. So this was meant to be a bit later, but Charles has now broke the record for most poles without a championship.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
He's not come anywhere near a championship either.
Last year was probably his closest, and that was.
Yeah. That was
Not
bottled
very close.
by...
Very close, yeah. Oh my God.
But yeah, no, the Ferrari shot. I think there was a couple of bad pit stops as well from Ferrari. There wasn't.
Yeah.
A couple slow
There
ones,
was a
yeah.
good McLaren one.
2.07.
There was. Yeah, Hamilton, Charles DQ, and then so a lot of people moved up, and then Stroll had an absolute blind of a race. I think.
Yeah, he did all right.
We were shitting on him last week, or for the past sort of 5 weeks, but
Yeah, but he's had a blinder for him,
yeah.
hasn't it? I think we need some perspective.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if he would have started higher up, obviously there was the struggles of all these upgrades, not enough time to practice with them.
Yeah.
But and then for him to start again dead last, and drive up to ninth, I think it went kind of.
Do we know what strategy he went on? Just the normal, I guess.
Not
don't
sure.
crash for
Yeah.
me.
Don't crash.
Don't sprint out. But all in all, Aston's in the. So both went out in Q1 in qualies,
That's nuts.
which is a disaster.
Disaster.
Yeah.
I just don't even know how, because then you're like, right, well, there's obviously something fundamental wrong with the car if Alonso is not going out of Q1, because in Q3 at every race
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
The thing that baffles me is it shows how quickly cars develop, because obviously the car will be, I mean, it's not going to be slower than it was at the start of the season. Surely it'll be at least as quick as.
No.
And that was a car that was like fighting for wins, and now it can't even get out of Q1.
Well,
it shows how much the other teams have moved.
Yeah.
There was something I saw. Again, it might be on Twitter or YouTube, but the actual their quality laps was 7/10 slower than last season. Yeah, so 0.7 slower than what they were driving last season.
What are they doing?
I know.
What are they doing?
But is it? Obviously, I think Alonso. He's old, isn't he? But he's still good. He's old, but he's good. But like, he obviously wants to try and fight for some wins.
Yeah.
Is he happy? Do you think he'll be happy with Aston Martin at the current rate?
Yeah, they need to get their shit together, don't they? Otherwise, it's
You think he could be looking elsewhere?
I don't think but surely it's retirement. It's either we start winning races or retirement.
Hey, imagine him in a Red Bull.
Do you reckon they do that?
I don't know. I think maybe in the back of his mind, he probably knows he might not win another championship.
Mate,
but just get a couple wins under his belt. That would be cool.
I think that would be a very difficult team. Well, obviously,
Could
it would
they
be a
afford
very
it,
difficult team to
Alonso's
manage.
salary and Max's.
Of course they could, yeah.
But with the cost cap.
No, because the drivers aren't part of
wages
it.
aren't
Oh,
part
okay.
of
I'll
it.
get him in then.
It's not like Grid Rival.
Oh, right,
Yeah, and I would say the only thing to that is managing them two would be difficult because they're both.
Would you not want to see that?
You
Though?
would
it'd
want
be
to see
chaos,
it.
wouldn't it?
Yeah. It'd be back
Oh.
to like Hamilton, Rosberg kind of days.
Yeah, it would. It would.
Two people at the absolute pinnacle in the same team.
Speaking of a driver at his pinnacle, Logie Sarge.
No, absolutely no.
Well, let's humour you for 2 minutes. First points.
There's points.
In
Shows the
F1.
Williams Driver Academy isn't so.
Well, if you put it into perspective, 15 drivers finished the race, and he was 10th. You know what I mean?
And he only inherited two of those places.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm not classing it as a point.
No, I must admit, saying that, with Ocon and Piastri finishing so early, he had to fight his way forward. I don't think it was I think it was a pretty good race all in all.
He made one nice overtake that I saw.
Yeah.
Was it Magnussen? He was fighting with
Oh, he was,
Magnussen.
yeah. But he was saying like there was like he messed up a couple of times. I think on turn one he just kept hitting the curb too much.
Oh, really?
Something like that. Yeah, typical.
Sounds like a rookie error.
Not our rookie.
Oh.
Not Piastri.
What a poor weekend.
But yeah, Sargent in the points, Albon in the points. A lot of people.
Well, even Albon. So before the sprint race, it will have been Martin Brundle. Oh no, it was Ted. Ted went up to him and said, "You're going to go for points today." So this is obviously Saturday. He's like, "Yeah, well, we're not going to get any tomorrow, so yeah."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're really not backing themselves.
He wasn't, because I think, where did they start? Like 7. I think Albon was 17.
Both Q1.
So obviously, like, got to get through loads of the pack. You've got to have the pace to be able to make any overtakes on Kota, and
Never mind double points. That's fair play to them.
yeah.
But there was one point in the sprint shootout where Albon, I think he just slapped it P2 or P3 or something. That was like.
He did. Yeah.
I don't know what part of the shootout, but it couldn't have been a fluke. That could it?
Yeah. I personally don't think that's done enough for him to save his seat. You know, if
Wait,
they're
Albon?
on the fence,
You're not Sargent.
No, I know, but back to Logan.
Just just snapping right back to Sargent.
Yeah, we know Albon's good, we get it.
Let the hate continue.
But if he is like, if they are on the fence, I don't think that's gonna, because you know his target was to like get points and stuff. I don't think that's gonna convince them enough. Because at the end of the day, like there were 2 disqualifications. Yeah. So it was a net P12 out of 15 cars, like you say. It's not really that
It's
impressive.
not brilliant, is it?
Yeah.
No. If we could switch back to Albon.
Right.
Martin Brundle was saying, like, if he doesn't get in a front running car, or Williams don't become a front running team, like,
Which they won't.
They probably won't. We're just not going to see the best of Alex Albon. Like, we're seeing some brilliant drives, but it's not doing his talent justice, what he's actually scoring.
Yeah.
He's still a young guy though, isn't he? Still.
You say that, but
What is he? How old is he?
he's at least 27.
Jeez.
Where would he go though? Like,
But don't they say like drivers peak in like mid-30s or something? That's
I
what,
don't know about mid-30s.
well, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
That old phrase, you know? Peaking in mid-30s, I don't know.
When do you feel like you've peaked?
I don't think I've ever peaked, mate. It's only up from here.
Only up from here.
I'm a podcaster now. That's an up for me. You know what I mean?
Until we get cancelled.
Well.
Yeah, behave yourself.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Discuss sprint formats.
Yeah,
I'm a hater.
didn't work for me this weekend.
I am officially a hater.
Yeah. I like the fact that there's more action, but for me it's just not working. Like,
Yeah, you want good action, don't you?
and also like, there's enough to see. Like the fact that I had to spend extra time watching quali on the Friday, then on the Saturday I was like, I've got to watch another quali and another race, and then on Sunday it's another race. It's too much. Like, it's
It
taking
waters it down.
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Well,
and it's like your whole weekend then becomes Formula One, which
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop, like, watch less.
Especially when the last race was a sprint weekend.
Yeah,
Like,
mate.
Just
there's
spread it out.
There's one more, I think, for like the rest of the
Is
season. Yeah, I don't know where it is. But
It's Vegas.
Is it?
Is it
Yeah,
Vegas?
Vegas
Oh,
is sprint.
Oh, right. Well, it was actually Max Verstappen said in an interview that it kind of, almost like you said, waters the actual sort of aura of the Grand Prix on the Sunday. Like, you can just kind of see what's going to happen before on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling
And
it.
as
Especially-
well, sorry, just quick point. Because they don't get those practice sessions, they can't build the car to their, like, how they really want it. So for some tracks, it's good because it throws some uncertainty into the mix. But for a track like Kota, where it was really bumpy anyway, which throws uncertainty into the mix, it was a bit windy. Obviously, a lot of tyre deg. It's like, right now there's too much uncertainty, and the quality of the driving goes. So, yeah, don't do it again at Kota, please.
What do you think? Just scrap it all together?
I don't know. I think there's a time and a place. Like 3 weekends a year.
I'm not going to lie.
Probably enough.
I quite liked it last year as well, or was it the year before, when it was like how you finish the sprint is how you line up for the Grand Prix.
Did you?
Just because it's like,
Yeah, I kind of like that.
the stakes are high.
Yeah, but it meant people just were very conservative in the sprint. Because they didn't want to crash and then they'd be starting last in the main race.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just the argument, the reason why they changed it.
In my opinion, it's either that or just sack it off. It's not working, is it?
Yeah.
And I think the numbers will go down because of it, and it'll confuse new F1 fans. It's like, we've seen the race though.
Yeah.
No, you've not. So yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, what tracks would you put the sprint on? What do you think?
I think it works at Imola based off the fact that they've done it there. So we've actually seen it. Like, I think you've got to reserve it for genuine tracks rather than any kind of street tracks. And I know Kota's a genuine track, but because of the points I made earlier, I think it just doesn't work. I don't think you should put it at something like Singapore. Don't put it at Azerbaijan, because they're just. I just don't think the characteristics suits a sprint weekend. I think with those kind of tracks, you've got to get a car that really works for you, and then you see the best driving. Whereas a track, because they've all grown up doing, racing on tracks, and then you can afford to throw a bit of uncertainty into the mix.
Yeah, and like Vegas, the fact that they've never raced around there before, and this is going to be a terrible street circuit. Like, why are you trialing a sprint there?
It just looks like it's not going to be good as well, doesn't it? From the map, you just like, it's a
lot of straights.
I'll be happy to be proven wrong.
Well, you just sort of like with this weekend, it was just all the overtakes were back straight, front straight.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't get anything else. And
I just like the S's though.
the S's are cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Ragging it around there. But how long's Vegas on the calendar for? Or is it just just trialling it this year.
No, I think they've got a contract for a number of years. I don't think it's just...
I know Qatar's until 2030, which is crazy.
Yeah,
and Spa's only until 25.
I personally don't think they should be signing contracts that long. Like, a lot can change in that time.
There should be a few, like, just untouchable ones, like the
Silverstone Monaco should be untouchable, but do you remember they were talking about taking that off?
Talking about, Monaco going...
Well, after this year's Monaco, I'm kind of like,
Nah, you can't, mate, you can't take Monaco
the
off.
Monaco qualies this year were unbelievable.
Yeah, it's Alonso, fastest in 2 seconds.
And then Max made up
Perez slapping it into a wall.
Yeah.
Again, he did that last year as well, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, did he? And then Stroll. Stroll, but he...
you don't need to say anymore.
Go-karting, yeah. Oh, God. So we've got all that. What we got? Got Checo's home race, next race.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, McLaren moving up with the constructors. Gap closing on Red Bull, you mentioned.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know whether this is them diverting attention to next year's car, which is what's brought everyone a bit closer together. I would imagine it is. But, I don't know, I think I want it to be more that everyone's catching them up, and that into next year will come in and everyone will be as they left off the year before.
The FIA will step in, like if the viewing numbers are going down so much, like you say mate, you know, like if the regulations aren't changing until 2026, if next year Max wins every race and then the year after Max wins every race, no one will watch F1 anymore. And like, you know, we went from such a good season in 2021 till the end.
What particularly about the end?
No, it was a great season overall.
Yeah, brilliant.
Sorry, I've lost my train of thought then, because that sometimes happens when I say that. But yeah, we just need a good season again, don't we? We need some good racing. We need to fight for the lead.
It's getting closer.
This was the point I was making. The start of 2021, the FIA introduced that rule, which was specifically targeted at slowing Mercedes down, and it worked. So are they going to be looking at something similar for Red Bull?
Oh, good question.
Well, I said Brundle said, like, obviously, like, he brought up the dominance of the what they call my mind, Mercedes. My mind just went blank there. But he said that the RB19 might be the most complete car I've ever seen. Not just like in terms of the sheer pace, just complete.
Yeah, it works on all tracks.
Yeah.
Well, except Checo.
Well, the driver.
But like they were saying, throughout the whole year, it's been noticeable that they've just, whether it's the drivers or the car, just has considerably less tyre degradation. It's just...
That's a big one, yeah. Like, it's such a... It's not speed, it's not cornering, it's like they're really fine details and they've just got it nailed.
Yeah. I do genuinely think though, like as much as it is a dominant car, I think it's Max that's, like you look at Checo, and Checo is obviously an insanely good driver, but he's just like, obviously he's second in the championship, so if it weren't for Max there would be a championship fight. But just because Max is that next level, he is making the car look better than it is. Like, it is the best car on the grid, but it's Max the reason why it's so far
pushing
ahead.
It beyond.
He's pushing it, yeah.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. He's 100% the best driver on the grid, isn't he?
Except Lando.
Oh, except Lando, of course. That's another one you just reminded me of.
Oh, there we
nice
go.
Diversion. This came up before on the old feed. So it was Lando and George Russell's 100th race.
Oh.
For both of them. And the statistics I have for you.
Ooh.
George Russell, 1 win, 1 pole, 10 podiums, 437 points. Lando Norris, 0 wins, soon to come. 1 pole, 12 podiums and 587 points.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because George was in a Williams for so long, wasn't he? That's why. That makes sense.
But the McLarens have not been that good.
Yeah.
But who do you think's the better driver? We say as we're wearing McLaren gear. I thought it was quite a good...
Well, I mean, George hasn't been on a good form recently, has he?
No, he's
had bloody Hamilton bombing into him half the time. But
kind of like yeeted it into a Singaporean crash barrier.
Yeah.
That's been described in interesting ways. But yeah.
What time are we on?
I'd say Lando.
Yeah,
There's about 17 minutes left, so I reckon we do some predictions.
Have we got Jimmy's up?
No.
Oh.
Bloody hell. 2 minutes. Intermission. You can have a fag.
Sorry, Dad.
Take cameras off. Hold on. Oh, that's
What's going on YouTube? What are you doing?
I have to get the comments.
He's getting the comment.
Oh, right.
Where's the pen, lad?
It's here.
Well,
Right.
Oh, right, have you got it?
Someone else do the predictions. Let's spice it up.
Ooh.
Well, I would love to if I could read you right.
What, do you want me to do Jimmy's actually first?
Thanks. Yeah, go on, do Jimmy's, lad.
Okay.
These are...
So, shout out Jimmy again. Thank you for watching.
Yeah,
Some very nice comments.
Yep.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah. Jimmy the Skip for people who want us to follow Jimmy.
Yeah, you keep calling him Jimmy the Skipper.
At Jimmy the Skip. So, he commented, I'm going to give you fellas a chance this week and go for absolute long shots.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a knock on
Still
off.
beating
Is that
us.
a knock on off prediction? He said win Perez, lose Piastri.
Okay.
Fastest lap Norris, which Yuki got. Fastest pit stop Ferrari. Driver of the day Danny Rick.
Oh.
Surprise!
He's getting zero.
Surprise!
Yeah.
He got Stroll to finish higher than Alonso.
Oh!
Well done to
fair
Jimmy.
play. So, one for Jimmy then.
Yeah, one for Jimmy.
One,
Wait,
where do I
you
write
need
that?
to go on that one, don't you?
Yeah, so Jimmy... Oh, right, it's not there, but I'll write 1.
Pen number.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep, so 1 for Jimmy, so...
You have to.
Oh, read them out, yeah, so... Ollie,
It's
win.
hard job to do this, isn't it?
Norris.
It's because I picked Max the week before. I couldn't pick him again.
Yeah. Loss, Stroll. Fastest lap, Max. Fastest pit, McLaren. Driver of the day, Danny Rick.
Danny Rick, yes.
That does look like polo, doesn't it?
What's this? Albon tops. Oh,
Top
top
five.
5.
Oh, one.
Albon top 5.
You weren't far
nice. So you got 1 point as well.
No,
so you
wasn't
matched
actually.
Jimmy. Tom Bolton, you put win. Lando again. Loss, Logie Sarge. Fastest lap, Lando. Fastest pit, Red Bull. Driver of the day,
Lando.
1 point. Surprise. Well, you've just put Danny Rick.
Right, it was a Danny Rick flop, wasn't it?
Yes,
No,
it was.
You sure?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, you got 2 points then.
Hold on.
He lost.
No.
We do expect Danny Rick to lose these days, though. So, I'll give you the point, but loophole, mate. Oh god.
The only thing he could have done was retire. So, and that wouldn't have
I
even
thought it was
been.
too vague, personally. I think we need some definition on that one.
Well, we'll see what I got.
Not
and
now,
then-
you got to define it now.
I'm going to define it now.
Right, well, I've put Win Russell.
Oh,
Not
let
sure.
me read these. You could be making them up.
Oh.
You put Tom Daly, win. Kimi Räikkönen? No, I'm joking. Russell.
I would never put that.
Why did you say Russell?
For Win?
Yeah.
Why'd you put Lando?
Good second.
Because he had a chance.
Lost Logie Sarge. What's this Logie Sarge hate from you boys? What's going on there?
Have you not been watching all year?
Fastest lap Max. Fastest pit Williams.
Oh, God.
Driver of the day Russell.
That's because you took my advice.
Driver of the day
Yeah.
Russell. And the surprise was Williams fastest pit stop.
Oh, I should have gone Williams double points.
Yeah, he could have done.
Oh.
But who would have known that? Literally.
Mate, I'd have given you 2 points if you'd put that.
So I lost,
Yeah.
and you won.
Me and Jimmy tied.
Fair play, Jimmy.
And we move on to. Oh, that's a. God, the.
We need to get Jimmy on FaceTime next time. So
Yeah. Well, wait, I think he lives on the other side of the world, Australia or New Zealand, one of the two.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I watched one of his videos.
Oh.
Mexico. We're off to Mexico next
Yeah.
week.
Who's first?
TB.
Okay.
I think you said I always start with you.
Yeah, you do.
So I was just switching up a little bit.
Right, well, I'm going to go... I'm going to go Lewis win.
Ooh.
Because I want to just spice things up.
Okay. Who's losing?
Yuki Tsunoda.
What, after this week?
Yeah.
The week he's had? Okay. Fastest lap?
I'll go...
You're going to say Stroll?
No.
Sounded like
Sounds like
it.
Stroll or Sergeant.
Charles Leclerc.
Charles. Just put Charles. Fastest pit?
Let's go Ferrari.
Mate.
Ferrari. Yeah, looks like Ferrari.
No wonder Jimmy laughs at our predictions.
Driver of the day?
What have I put so far?
Lewis win, Yuki loss, Charles fastest lap, and Ferrari fastest pit.
Let's go Lewis for driver of the day.
Lewis and
No spreading bets over here.
the surprise of the race.
Let's go. Checo podium. Checo to finish higher than Max.
Oh,
Yeah, put it down because it's guaranteed.
If that's
no
what you
points
want.
there.
If that's what you want, there we go.
Does that count if Max DNFs?
Max won't DNF.
But does it?
No.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, because we gave Stroll. We gave Jimmy's Stroll. Daly? Who's winning?
Win. I'm gonna go Lewis as well. You know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's going on
Feeling
here?
it. He's had 2 DNFs, or kind of.
Lewis, loss.
Hulk.
Ooh.
Hulk.
I can't to be safe.
It's hard to judge the characteristics of Mexico, isn't it? Anyway, sorry.
Fastest lap.
Sonoda.
Sonoda.
Again.
Oh yeah. Sonoda. Fastest pit.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. That's a fair shout.
Can't be McLaren again, surely.
Oh, it could very well be. Driver of the day.
Luis.
You gonna double
Perez.
down? Perez.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good shout,
cool.
actually.
Local bias.
Surprise.
Lewis Hamilton actually scores points.
Scores points.
No, you're not allowed.
Oh
that.
right. Oh, you say like he doesn't DNF.
Yeah, it's
Well, he
not.
hasn't
That's
past
not
few
allowed.
races. What do you mean, lad?
Lewis Hamilton to score points.
Okay.
Do you know he's scored points in every race before Qatar?
Well, in the past 2, he hasn't. So, right.
You can't have
Surprise. Okay, no, I won't have that. George Russell scores a point.
8 points.
that. Yeah, play him down for 10th, lad.
Oh, that's it. Okay,
no
good.
chance. No, lad, that's not my prediction. My prediction is that Danny Rick
Scores 4 points.
finishes last again. Last of the finishers.
Well, you put Hulk if it loses.
Yeah, spreading your bets, lad. This is why you lose money when you go to the casino.
Oh my god! All right.
Mate, I was betting money. I didn't realise it was putting £2.50 on at a time.
Danny
I was
Rick.
betting 25p.
Danny Rick to lose. Okay.
You just wait. Right, let's have a look. Look at these scribbles. Win.
Max Verstappen.
Oh, boring. Oh, pen's going.
Doesn't work.
Loss. Ooh.
Strolovich.
Valtteri Bottas.
Oh, I forgot about Bottas. We've not mentioned Alpha once in this podcast,
No.
but who cares? Fastest lap.
Fastest lap.
Alfa Romeo.
No, Checo.
Checo.
What's his name? Serge.
Serge. Serge Perez.
No,
Fastest pit.
I think you've got a good chance here because it not only looks like Serge, but it looks like Sarge as well. So you've got
Oh yeah, because Sargent's getting fastest lap. Fastest pit.
Fastest pit. Ooh. I might go Ferrari as well, actually.
Flipping heck.
I know.
Not gonna happen. I can hear Jimmy's laughter from here. Driver of the day.
Ferrari.
I'm gonna go Oscar Piastri.
Ooh. Pia. Surprise.
Piastri ahead of Lando.
Is a McLaren double podium a surprise now? Do you think?
Yeah, it still is. I'll give you that.
I'd give it you.
Okay,
Yeah.
McLaren double podium.
MCL 2 times pod.
That's definitely Dodd. That might not even be.
Good lord.
Neither of them are D's.
What are you on about?
That,
Right.
Mate.
Predictions done.
Predictions done.
Predictions done.
So we're off to Mexico. Another 8 o'clock.
we're not.
Well, we're not. We're there in spirit, aren't we?
We're there with Crofty.
We're crafty. But yeah, we've got Mexico. There's another 8 o'clock race, so the podcast will probably be Monday.
Sorry.
I do apologise. But yeah, we'll see you next
We're
week.
excited to announce that this is the first alcohol-free podcast, so if it's been boring, sorry.
It's not in my drink. It's pure ethanol. Yeah.
White spirit.
But yes, anyone you'd like to shout out? We've done Jimmy. Shout out P1. Matt and Tommy.
Shout out
Tommy,
P1,
let's
yeah.
do that.
We shouted out Dan.
Shout out Lando.
Shout out Lando. Shout out Sue Bolton.
On that note, let's end. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.